A pleasant morning, everyone. My name is Julleana Mestedio. I am 20 years old and is currently residing at West Villaflores, Maayon, Capiz. I graduated my senior and junior high at Maayon National High School. My hobbies are watching movies, surfing the internet, and helping my parents in household chores. My philosophy in life is do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. And my career goal is to become a teacher or a successful woman someday. So now I will be discussing the Module 8, Lesson 2 and 3, which is all about the criterion reference grading and the 4 questions in grading. Learning outcome. Defining the criterion reference grading. Identify the terms related to grading and reporting of assessment results. Definition of terms. Criterion reference grading. Grades may reflect absolute performance regardless score compared to specified performance standards or what you can do. Standard of performance. Provide clear expectations for instructions, assessment, and student work. Grading system is a way for educators to evaluate each individual student's performance and learning. Introduction. Criterion reference grades are based on measuring a student against a level of performance, not measuring one student against another student. This means looking at how a student is performing today compared to how the student performed the day before that. It measures a student's performance based on the mastery of a specific set of skills. It measures what the student knows and doesn't know at the time of assessment. The student's performance is not compared to other students' performance on the same assessment. Criterion reference grading systems, or the absolute grading system, are based on a fixed criterion measure. There is a fixed target and the student must achieve that target in order to obtain a passing grade in a course regardless of how the other students in the class perform. The scale does not change regardless of the quality or lack thereof of the students. It is also to measure the skills and knowledge a student has mastered. For example, in a class of 100 students using the table, no one might get a grade of excellent if no one scores a 98 above or 85 above, depending on the criterion used. There is no fixed percentage of students who are expected to get the various grades in criterion reference grading system. Criterion reference systems are often used in situations where the teachers are agreed on the meaning of a standard of performance in a subject but the quality of the students is unknown or uneven, where the work involves student collaboration or teamwork, and where there is no external driving factor such as needing to systematically reduce a pool of eligible students. Note that in the criterion reference grading system, students can help a fellow student in a group work without necessarily worrying about lowering his or her grade in that course. This is because the criterion reference grading system does not require the mean of the class as the basis for distributing grades among the students. It is therefore an ideal system to use in collaborative group work. When students are evaluated based on predefined criteria, they are free to collaborate with one another and with the instructor. With criterion reference grading, a rich learning environment is to everyone's advantage, so students are awarded for finding ways to help each other and for contributing to class and small group discussions. Since the criterion measure used in criterion reference grading is a measure that ultimately rests with the teacher, it is logical to ask what prevents teachers who use criterion reference grading from setting the performance criteria so that everyone can pass with ease. There are a variety of measures used to prevent this situation from ever happening in the grading system. First, the criterion should not be based on only one teacher's opinion or standard. It should be collaboratively arrived at. A group of teachers teaching the same subject must set the criterion together. Second, once the criterion is established, it must be made publicly and open to public scrutiny so that it does not become arbitrary and subject to the whims and caprices of the teacher. Lesson 3. 4 questions in grading. According to Marinella D. Sbinicki, 2007, of the Center for Teaching Effectiveness of the University of Texas at Austin, poses 4 interviewing questions relative to grading. We'll reflect these questions here in this section and the corresponding opinion of Ms. Sbinicki for our own reflection. First, should grades reflect absolute achievement level or achievement relative to others in the same class? Second, should grades reflect achievement only or non-academic components such as attitude, speed, and diligence? Third, should grades report status to achieve or amount of growth? And fourth, how can several grades on diverse skills combine to give a single mark? That's all for my report. Thank you.